we had Cody Rhodes come out the other week on AEW television, and he started off this little promo, and like he had tried to do this the week before, I believe. That was the angle they were pushing there, that Cody was trying to cut this promo before the inner circle was upstairs in the box, and then he punched the glass, and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the major announcement he was gonna make.
Yeah, so he comes out this past week and he starts cutting this promo, and like you can tell right away, like this is like an old school, like you could tell right away the cadence that he's kind of talking in is like this old school way. And it's interesting when you look at promos nowadays compared to promos back in the day, because it feels like promos nowadays are kind of trying to sell this. They're trying to sell all these other things other than the person they're facing, if that makes sense. Like if you go back and you listen to a Cactus promo, or you go back and you listen to literally anyone in the entire world back in the day, like Ric Flair,
in my day.
Yeah. Harley Race. It didn't matter. It didn't matter who it is cutting promos at that point. But it's like they were getting themselves over, they were getting the other person over, and they were getting the match over, because at the end of the day, they were trying to get as many people to the gate as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they don't do
exactly.
that anymore. It's like they're trying to, I don't know, like just sell this. It feels very manufactured, and like promos back then like didn't feel that way whatsoever. They weren't using brand names and hashtags, and you know what I mean? It was like Terry Funk, you son of a bitch, you fucking piece of shit. I'm gonna beat your ass at the fall brawl. You think you're better than me? Yeah, you might be a good wrestler. Yeah, you might be good at what you do, but I'm better, and I'm gonna kick your ass. And like that was just like, and it was cool because they had obviously like the tropes that they used and stuff like that. Like like they would use their first names and their last names, and they would they had like the things they would fall back on, but it felt different, and it felt a little more energized and real, and just it was easier to get. And I feel like that's what Cody sort of pulled into in this promo that he cut, where he was trying to sell Full Gear and sell Chris Jericho as champion, because like the promo got him over, it got Jericho over, and it got Full Gear over, and none of it felt. I think the only part that felt a little weird was the beginning, because I didn't know what he was doing. Like Cody came out and he was like, "Yeah, we got a pay-per-view this weekend," and I was like, "Oh yeah, you do got a pay-per-view this weekend." I was like, "This is gonna be one of them." Yeah. But then Cody's like, he started crying and shit. Like, oh, okay, like we're getting crazy with it. Started mentioning his dad and his family ended up being at the pay-per-view too. So that really paid off in the promo. Like it was just like this very. Like, did you feel that way? Like a very old school, like.
Yeah, it was like, I love the line where he's like, "We probably shared the same silver spoon."
That
was fantastic.
yeah,
you dick.
Yeah, like it was cool. Like obviously, like a lot of people were they were really selling it, right? Like people were like, "This is legendary Hall of Fame.
This is the hard times promo for Cody."
Yeah, and like cool, like yeah, but it that's cool that you liked it like that. But like it's super difficult to. It's hard to like when Dusty cut the hard times promo. You didn't know when he cut it that it was going to be an all-time promo.
Yeah,
you just knew it. You just knew it was a good promo. You didn't know that it was going to be an all-time. So it's like this is an all-time. Like that just feels manufactured. Like the second he cut the promo, this is an all-time. You gotta
look at that in retrospect and say, "Oh yeah, remember that promo he cut? That was like amazing." Like compare it like throughout his career,
Yeah, time will tell.
Oh, yep, greatest. Yep, he's Dusty Rhodes all over again.
Yeah, I think they'll use this promo a ton. Like they'll for future video packages or what, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like
yeah, definitely.
I feel like they're going to use it a ton, but yeah, like all time, you can't tell if something's all time right away. Like I don't watch like I mean I do, and it's just hyperbole, to be completely honest. Like a lot of times I watch something like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, and like it's just hyperbole because I just enjoyed it a ton. And I feel like that's kind of where they're coming from, so I understand that a little. And like if someone really enjoyed it, whatever, that's fucking dope. But I saw like The Rock responded to it. He was like, "Good job, Cody. That was awesome. Yeah, that was a really good promo, Cody. Thanks, The Rock."
Thanks, Dwayne.
Thanks, that was awesome.
3 thumbs up. Great job at Cody Rhodes.
But yeah, the promo kicked ass. Like Cody's got some very interesting promos in his vault. Like the New Japan, more like old Japan. He's got some in the vault. I'll never forget that. So for whatever that's worth, I'll never forget the old Japan thing ever, as long as I live. But
I think you mentioned in this promo, or maybe it was in the package. He's like, people what do they say? They tell you that you'll never forget your first world title win, and I'm like, are we just scratching off the NWA title? Like,
yeah,
did that never happen?
Yeah, that we don't even talk about that. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about the U.S. title. We ain't talking about none of that stuff. We ain't talking about anything they didn't have here. Is not a world title to Cody Rhodes, and I don't blame him. This is his company.
Yeah, that was great though. But yeah, it was fantastic promo. Like, amazing, great stuff. Cody's really shown, and I was talking about this. I was saying if Cody was to cut this promo anywhere else in the world than AEW, it probably wouldn't have worked as well. Like there's something crazy, and we talked about it. And was the last show or the show before or something?
Yeah,
where, like,
it was.
AEW is just like this different like
Atmosphere,
multiverse or something, where like Cody's like the god of this, and he can do nothing wrong to these
it'd be
people.
the same. I mean, it'd be the same way with a lot of WWE guys too. Like, you know, Undertaker cutting a promo in WWE means a lot more than Undertaker cutting a promo anywhere else. Just because he's like the WWE guy, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and Cody Rhodes is like the AEW guy. Like, yeah, Kenny is a part of AEW. Yeah, the Young Bucks are a part of AEW, but Cody is sort of like become AEW. Like he is that product. So like I mean, even, you know, going to the pay-per-view with Chris Jericho and stuff, like we'll talk about it a little more, but like that match was way better than it should have been. And that's strictly because like Cody runs this AEW shit like with an iron fist. You know what I mean? Like he definitely does. Yeah. But this promo was awesome. Like him getting in there and making the stakes hard as hell. Like 4 weeks into the TV, he's like, "We haven't even done a pay per view yet. We're like 4 weeks into the TV. I'll never challenge again." I'm like, oh,
hey, hold on. If I was Shivani, I'd be like, "What are you? Excuse me?
What?
Hold on.
It's crazy." Yeah, but I mean, like it made.
We still have plenty of time. Like you could probably get another title. Like you don't need to do this.
Yeah. Jericho's like, "I'll face you, man. Like it don't matter or anything. Like, yeah, we can definitely have a match. Okay, I'll put up my rights to ever face again. I said you could have the match, dude. I'll put up my life for it.
Put up Pharaoh for it.
Yeah, dude. I already said you could have the match. My wife. Okay. All right. Whatever.
You're gonna have Brandy and Kong. You're gonna have Kong too.
Whatever. Okay, dude. Yeah, we'll do all that.
You're gonna have MJF while you're at it. Hold on. What's going on?
Everything's all good.